Molweni, and welcome back to the platform. And if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button, notification bell, like, comment, share, tell the other friend that Ubuntu Productions is here with the platform. And today we have an amazing topic for you guys, and that is being a creative. So for the regulars that are back here, you know what to do. Share. My name is Ndidi Amakibizulu Stampa, better known as Ndidi Stampa, and I'm here with some creatives. Lalela, Indolana. Lalela, you are in for sure. Let me start with you, Diglin.
Greetings and salutations. You'll know what it is, what it was, and what it should be. It's your boy Big Lou. I'm a sound designer. I'm also a musician. I write my own songs, and I'm in for a treat today.
Listen,
let's go.
Yes.
I'm Siselo. Time was nice, and we're going to time because time was nice. I'm a producer / Sibi. So I'll just help everyone here.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm Halil Sane. I'm a motion designer. I do editing and a bit of producing. Nice to be here.
Hello everyone, my name is Reese. I'm a photographer, videographer, cinematographer, whichever one is cool for you. And I'm happy to be here.
Hi everyone, I'm Sisi Kazama. I'm a producer / makeup artist / set designer /
Beat my face,
singer.
boo-boo.
With 2 degrees.
Okay. Drop that. Okay.
I'm just really glad to be with everyone here.
Man, listen. Well, if I didn't explain, I am, face, camera, ready. Listen, I'm just giving you MC vibes, giving you radio. Listen, find me on social. That's what you need to do. But anyways, let's get into the topic. Being a creative. Let me just ask a general question. How hard is it? Because I think that some people are really waiting for that actually. Let's start there. Let's get into the nitty-gritties and talk about what's hard about being a creative. How was that experience having to tell your parents that you want to be a creative? do you get me? That experience of actually now, okay, I'm studying this or I am doing this. Where's the money coming from? Like, are you sure that a month end, are you get that 5K? Do you understand? Let's get into those nitty-gritties. Anyone want to start? Because me now, personally, literally was just like, I don't see that happening. You need a stable income. You need something like a proper job. Like, go study something. And I did that. And I didn't, look where I am now. But I am literally now starting now to understand that, no, this is what I've always wanted. Do you get me? And I understand, but now she understands. That was the hardest thing for me because you have to make you have to make them understand that, hey, listen, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is where I see myself. As much as when you're looking at the money aspect of everything, yes, I want that stability. I want the fact that I can go back home and have money and rent, be able to pay for the car, be able to, take care of myself. And those expenses are very hard, actually. Being a creative for me has honestly been that,
Hey, if I could go first, on my side, goddamn. So being a first, not a first year, but a creative in first year was a bit of a mission. Because, for everybody here, we all studied and we all know the experience of first year where you enter a phase where you've already had a struggle of maybe some of us, I know I struggled a whole year trying to tell my parents, I'm going to Africa and I'm going to go study at this school and do that. And at some points in my head, I thought, okay, they're telling me no, what am I going to do? So it was a matter of proving myself to them through what I used to do, because back in high school, I used to do poetry. So whenever they pull up to my poetry sessions, they'll be like, yo, you write this? Are you okay? At the same time, it's like a matter of, I'm surprised that you can actually express yourself like this, because at the end of the day, when I get home,
Yeah.
It's just, okay, greetings humans.
You have to, it's a different life.
I don't. It's the situation. I guess it's hard to be a creative because most of your life, I guess you've always hid your creativity to your parents.
Mm.
So when they actually see it, they're like, wait, is you? You wrote this?
Mm.
So it's just that opening them up to that.
That shift of
Giving
that
them
energy,
like,
it's amazing.
Telling them from day one, they would say, I'm going to study, I'm going to go do this. And if you don't
Be
like
stern,
it,
be stern and say, I'm going to do this.
Tell your parents.
Exactly.
Tell your parents the same way you tell your homie if they did something wrong. Tell your parents like, yo, I know you're saying this, but listen, bruh. I need you to know that I'm doing this.
Exactly.
Okay?
And it goes for anything.
Yeah.
It goes for anything. Just be stern with your decision and be like, hey, I'm standing up for myself. This is what I want to do.
Bruh.
I think it's difficult for parents because for my parents, I think they like the idea of me being creative. And they went to my plays and funded my musicals and stuff like that. Until I told them I'm actually studying this, and it's like, oh, you wanna continue?
Isn't this a hobby?
After high school, I thought this was just.
Sometimes it's a phase.
I thought this was because maths and physics was hard.
You just relax out. Oh wow.
And I'm like, no, I told you when I did physics or took physics and maths school that I don't need it in grade 9. And you're like, well, you're gonna do it, and I did it. And now in matric, I'm still telling you I don't need it, and this is where I want to go. So I think it's difficult for them. And being a creative for a woman, I think, is also, it puts a different perspective because I understand what you guys are both saying and I went through exactly that, but then I have to go out into a space where everyone is creative and I still have to prove myself. I remember going to this meeting and the majority of the crew were male, right? And I got there, I think I was about 15 minutes early, and all the males came in, rowdy and making noise. I was like, okay, fine. I'm reading the room,
It's the
checking
cloud,
the room.
It's the cloud.
I'm reading the room. I read the
Men's
room.
conference and teasing.
Yeah, and then I read the room. My secretary is cutting. I went, okay, let me stand up and try to introduce myself. I was the producer of the film. To stand up and introduce myself. And as I stand up, the other one says, oh, thank you, can you just make me some coffee?
No, you going there?
Yeah.
Are you going there?
Yeah, no, not a film school. Outside of film school, in a professional film set. Yes.
Whole set.
Yes. Right. And the next one was like, oh, can I also just please have a Coke? And I was like, okay.
All right.
Would anyone like anything else?
Whoa, you shut me.
Orders came. I stood up, got them their orders, went and did everything, laid it all down. Then when I was done, I was like, okay, now can the meeting begin? I am basically the producer of the film, and all of the rest go.
The attitude changed. Oh, okay, good job.
Everyone's like,
Wow.
she's paying us.
Yeah. And she served us.
And we just got coffee.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that people need to understand, Lucy, as much as every single creative has a struggle coming out to their family, to their parents.
There's
There's
more.
more to that when it comes to going into the actual industry and being a creative in the industry.
Which
Yeah.
goes back to, I would say on my side, respect. Yo,
Yeah.
respect on set is the most important thing ever.
Respect my
Especially
craft.
Exactly.
You
You
know,
don't know
respect
where
my
to be.
craft.
especially as a creative, because I realized you get to set, you don't know who's there, who needs to leave after that set.
Yeah.
So if you're late, you need to be there on some. You need to get to
And the
set.
thing is about being late. You being late 5 minutes is not you being late just 5 minutes on low. You wasted my 5 minutes, your 5 minutes, my 5
And they'll always
minutes.
remember.
You will always
They
remember.
don't forget you.
And that's
a producer will never ever.
Yeah. And you get a bad name and
It's recommendations.
Yeah.
They'll recommend you, but
Ah,
you need to make sure about time.
regardless of how good you are.
And exactly, regardless of how good you are, they're gonna be there like on. You need to make sure he's good, but you need to give him like a 3-hour call time.
Yeah.
Because you know he's gonna get there 3 hours later, and
That's
that's not gonna happen.
So you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
And
it's
those little
they
things.
get paid,
It's
right?
the little things
That's
that
attention
matter.
to detail.
It's the little things. Like I just want to honestly, just say respect my craft enough to understand that you're not just wasting my time. You're not just this is my life. I love what I do, and I come early to it, knowing that this is what I do, and I'm here to do this job. So please understand the fact that I am wasting my time being here. I could have been doing something else. I could have been at another gig, for crying out loud. And also it comes back to the fact that you get into the industry and then you find people that tell you when you go sign the contract and they're like, no, we'll pay you a certain amount. I had an experience of getting a certain amount on my contract, and then when it comes to payday, you say me, not even a quarter, 10% of what you were supposed. Like, I'm trying to understand where the way. Like, I build the crowd. As an MC, you bring the crowd, you bring everyone, because everyone is interested in who's there. Do you understand? So I bring the crowd, and then you give me.
And then it becomes a thing of, no, giving you experience though.
Experience.
Be grateful.
Yeah.
Exposure.
Do you understand how much I had to do gigs to get to that point?
But the question is, I get the exposure. To what extent can I say, okay, no, I've got enough exposure.
Yeah.
And
now I'm gonna get paid.
now I need to get paid.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess an extent on my perspective is when you sat down and put in the hours. That for me in terms of sound, and as I said, I do music and I'm also doing as a sound designer. What I've noticed, and follow me on Lou, the sound designer.
Yeah.
You know, so basically when you're sitting there doing that mix down, fixing that dialogue, fixing that vocal for that song, the hours that you put in for that is not the same. So when you felt like you've given enough hours, and you know for a fact when you get to that set, you've worked enough for you to say, hey,
pay me.
you best pay me.
Yeah.
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 And you can't think twice about it. I need my money on this time. You know what I mean?
And it's, you in this industry, you probably get exploited more than any other industry
Mm.
because
Yes.
of payment.
Yes.
Shout out for having a contract. In the
Yes.
first
You get me. And thanks to the person that was managing me at the time, because I was like, no, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's have a meeting with the person, because
Yeah.
I've been exploited before,
Yeah.
having to do things for free, because you try to get this exposure that they're talking about. And that's the thing, it goes back to this thing. There's a vision going around saying, you have the key for it's success, but you don't know which room to open, you don't know which door to open.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, you have the key, you already have it to your success.
And guys, speaking about being a creative, I believe there's twofold. There's one fold where you're creative and you already have made it. There's another fold where you are an underdog, upcoming creative. That fold or that phase is the hardest phase.
It really is.
Because you split between two lives. You have to try and pay the rent, but you have to do the arts.
Yeah.
And that time, arts does not pay.
Exactly.
I'm the one to tell you because I'm a full-time motion designer. Yeah. Follow me.
Sure.
But for real, I'm a full-time motion designer, and posters don't pay rent. You can't pay rent, and edits don't pay rent for now. Most of the people when they come, oh come on man, help me, I just want you to do a transition or an intro there. Okay.
To understand the time that it takes to decide.
To animate, if you have ever sat down with an editing software like After Effects, it takes time to render. It takes time to render. So they don't see that. They don't see that. No.
Even the software you use doesn't come for free.
And the computer.
And people don't understand that. Yeah.
It's 24K.
The camera
It's 24K.
Exactly.
And I can't edit for free using a computer with 24K. That's why I believe art is not free.
It's definitely not free. And I think it's like the toughest part, like even though we're creative, I just want to start there.
Yeah.
I don't really like the term like creative. It's too vague for me. Like for me, it's like yes, you can be creative and have a nice house here, there's plants and shit and shit.
Yes.
So looking cool and oh, you're creative. But for me, it's not employable.
Yeah.
Like for me, I try to focus my discipline and say, okay, anything to do with light, that's me. That's my streamline. So be it cameras, video, photography, lighting setups, that's my lane. And so I know that's where I'm trying to make my money in this lane because I've got to put in the hours to be excellent in this craft. Because if I spread myself too thin, I'm going to be a jack of all trades, master of none. And that's going to fuck up my money the most because or you okay at this, you okay at that.
Like all over the place.
Can I say that
Yes.
there's a big culture going around now of securing multiple bags.
Yes.
And now that becomes difficult because you need to be fluid or be able to not just do producing. You
Yes.
need to be able to be a production coordinator, a scheduler,
Yes.
a budgeter,
Yeah.
an accountant,
Everything,
right?
yes.
And that will count as securing the bag in multiple platforms. Is that not being a jack of all trades?
Not the way I see it, that's all in production,
Yeah.
like lane. So even for me,
Okay.
I'm not just a photographer because it's not gonna pay now.
Yes,
So-
it won't.
I'll do photography, video, editing, lighting rigs or whatever.
It's all under one department.
It's all, that's my specialty. I do sound setups as well, but
Mm.
I'm not a master of
Mm.
sound.
Okay, okay.
I can do it to get some extra cash, but where I'm like trying to get paid. And the thing
Oh,
that I want to
see.
do,
Okay.
this is my
Okay.
avenue.
This is
Yeah.
where you're good at.
Yeah.
This is what you're good at.
Yeah.
I can enjoy painting,
Yeah, I
or I can
see.
enjoy drawing or sketching, but I'm not trying to
Get your bag.
put like, hey, I'm gonna do some art for you kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I think for me, there's that separation. Have your like even being like creative outlets. You can have different creative outlets, but that's not necessarily the space you want to make your cash in. I think, yeah, for me, yeah, that's been a lesson that I had to learn. Because spread yourself too thin, want to be here, then you like on 10% skill in this field, and you're getting 10%.
Yeah, you're all
money,
over the
and
place.
then here's where you're good at, you got the most skill, maximize this space. Because that's where you can get the most bang in. And I think now, like, don't do it for the money, but we also gotta eat, you know?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta eat.
Yeah.
Talking about eating now, like talking about that, opening up that industry for yourself now as a creative. We've all made it in platforms where now we kind of like work in terms of what the field that we're doing. How was that experience, the opening up that industry? How did you break that door and say, hey, I am walking in now? Was it through a connection? Was it through whatever? Because I know for myself, I know that I always tell myself, every time when I wake up, I say, the world is your oyster, but listen, you need to work for that oyster. Oysters are expensive. You go to a seafood shop and then the oysters are expensive. You can't just get those oysters. You need to work hard to earn the money to pay for those oysters.
Yeah.
So breaking that door, how did you do it? Because I find that I use a lot of connections because I'm friends with a lot of people that are influencers, people that know people in the industry. So it's putting myself into that uncomfortable position of sitting down with producers even and be like, hey, yo, let's have coffee and let's have a conversation. And hoping one day that the producer will be like, no, I'm shooting today and
Thinking of
let's
something.
go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let me take you to sets.
Yeah.
Get a feel of that set.
Yeah.
That's how I find that I'm opening up the industry for myself because I'm just networking. Because that's what I want. Do you understand? How was that experience for you? How did you tackle it?
I think networking is the most important key. Like, you know, I could
Definitely.
go can take me to a party and chill. I can meet other people.
Mm.
Oh, hey, I'm so and so. I do this.
Yeah.
You know, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do this. And you're like, oh, actually, we can work on this.
Mm.
You know, I think that's the most important thing about networking. It's networking that actually get us through the most.
Go network. Go
Yeah.
network. It really helps.
Hard.
For me, yeah, I think it was just networking and being able to talk my way into it, like push myself. I'm just not gonna like, oh hey, you know my sister, but
Yeah.
hey, but like, oh, you know my sister, so I heard you do this
Be
and that.
confident.
You know?
Ooh, that feeling of this is
Do you mind?
what I'm doing and I'm gonna do it.
Yes, do you mind if we work like this? I'm like, oh no, sure, no problem. I have a gig. You can be my photographer for that night. We're gonna go to
Have that-
mixture. We're gonna
Have that
go,
open
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Just say it out
Yeah.
loud. Then just say, hey,
Yeah.
I need her job. I need her job.
Yeah, because as much as you can say like hardworking, disciplined, that's also very well and good, and you need all of that.
Man,
But
nah.
you need to be able to network. I can't say now that there's any gig or job or whatever that I've gotten from like LinkedIn or something.
Bruh.
It's always
Oh, baby.
not
Oh,
trashing LinkedIn.
Ah, baby.
But I'm just
I've
saying,
had
it's
them
always
any day.
oh,
Yeah.
I got your number from so and so.
Yeah.
You worked on the stage with this person. person. I want a thing and thing.
Yeah.
That's just how every single
Absolutely.
bag has been, you know, secured.
Speaking of that connecting thing, like even right now, I'm actually getting calls, and I'm not sure if you saw my reactions. I'm getting calls. So I'm also working on outside of my creative realm, where I'm working on companies with my aunt. So I'm actually getting calls right now for deliveries and stuff like that. So I work as I deliver call for Westwood Prison. And it's like a side company thing that I've been working at, which is to pay my school fees.
Whoa,
And I
man.
don't tell a lot of people this because
You just told the whole world.
you get creative, I'm stressed, so I might as well.
Out there.
Basically, it's one of the things I do as like a company thing with my aunt, and it's been like that since I don't know how long. I'm even running a student accommodation.
Shout out, bro.
So
You
it's one of the other things.
securing the
Yeah.
bag, different sources of income.
Yeah.
How?
Right.
Really how?
As I'm saying, as a creative,
Be
you need to
consistent.
understand that sleep is for the rich.
It really is.
Sleep is for the people that know for a fact that if they got a text right now, it's probably more
Not
money.
even in their sleep.
In
they're
their sleep.
making money.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, we've suffered for 5 years and 4 years. We deserve to be in a yacht in Dubai, shaking our asses. Listen, what do you mean now? What do you mean? Like, no, bro, we've suffered so much. We deserve to be in that
Yeah.
kind of situation.
There's so
I
many
wish I
things.
was there because right now, aspiring to be an influencer is another thing because you're creating content.
For free.
Really? You creating content for free, yeah. Yeah, and instead of spending your money, yourself, but like I mean that thing of just creating the content, constantly posting, going to Vibe so that you can meet people.
Being relevant.
Being relevant,
Don't
being
let
on.
people forget your name.
Exactly, because we want to sell this image, and that's another topic for another day, selling this image for social media to say that we are creators and showing them that this is my craft, this is what I do on a daily, and this is what I want to live off. This is my stability right here, and I want to make that money. So you look for every single source of income to get yourself onto that yacht.
Yeah.
You look for it. You want to work on that campaign with that company that's paying that X amount because you wanted. This is what I went to school for. This is what I went to school. Even if you didn't, even if you really didn't, you can make it work. You can really make. Because I know people that studied psychology, did everything else, but they're still in the industry because that's what they like.
Sure.
You know.
And it's the love. It's that if you could get a call at 3 a.m. saying, "Yo, we lost our singer, we lost our sound designer, we lost our producer. Can you come in the next hour?"
Yeah.
You can get up and get dressed and say, "Yo, I'm
I'm
out.
speaking
for those
people.
Yeah.
What time? What's the
Yeah.
location?"
I remember my family used to feel sorry for me when I used to wake up at 2 a.m. to meet a 4 a.m. call time. And they used to be like, don't you want to sleep tonight? No, I'm looking
both on the same set.
Yes.
Yes.
And you look forward to these things. I can't look forward to waking up at 4 a.m. and
Then
shooting
that
for
makes
12 hours. You know, I like that. Like,
Yes.
I enjoy it. And
And
people need to
collective
understand.
stress. It's something about the collective
Yes.
It's
stress.
amazing. It's addictive.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's a drug for me.
Yeah.
Because when you see the producer panicking, running that way, you see the director panicking that way, the actors are also learning the line too. They're like,
Everybody's working.
everybody's working.
Everyone's putting in the work.
Yeah.
That's what I enjoy actually
Yeah.
about being in the industry. It's like working as a collective and just being able to like, hey, this is what we do. Like we wake up each day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I see all 4 a.m. Hi, thanks for you. Make up coffee. Yay.
And
You're so
love
fresh.
the drama.
Because you didn't
And
sleep.
enough
And then
so
you
much
stress.
stress traumas when you're shooting. Wow. We can speak about PTSD after shooting.
And there's this
Yeah.
word that I know everybody in this room loves and hates. Fix it,
Fix it
in
in
post.
post.
Oh! Oh!
We don't say that.
Oh!
We don't say that.
That word
We don't
has
say
your
that.
Do not
has
fix
shaped.
it in post.
We don't say that.
Whatever you do not fix it in
Yes.
post.
Don't do it.
Don't
Don't do it.
It's not it.
Yeah.
It's a
Because
trap.
sometimes it can't be fixed.
Yes.
Really hard. Really hard.
Don't go back.
Yeah.
No, man. I think one thing that we can always say is being that creative and being who you are is actually really fun. It's, you get to wake up each day, be happy, wake up each day, go onto that set, do your job, and make sure that you do it perfectly because that's how you earn your money. That's how you have just elevated. You have this reputation that you want to live up to. You know, we all have it. Even you. Do you understand? Like you want to have that thing of I wake up each day and I love what I do, and this is what I do.
And
Please accept it.
That's so rare. So many people don't
It takes a lot of growth. It takes a lot of growth.
Yeah.
Like people be seeing me leave campus at 12 a.m. and they're like, "Are you okay?" And they're like, "If you knew how much I'm having fun."
Like, I'm really okay. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. I just want to be here. I just want to do this and get it over and done with because this, for me, is my passion. It's a passion. It's not, play, so
And I just want to jump on to what you said because I think it's like really important. It's like I think people see the end product of creativity
And stand, struggle.
and it's just like,
oh,
you're just posting, but they don't see the hours. They don't see. It's actually it seems like a really social kind of profession, but it's really like. For me, I get really reclusive because I've got to work on making something look as good as I can. Put in the hours, weird hours where other people are going out, enjoying themselves. I've got to like focus on this hustle I'm trying to do. So,
and I'm going out, child.
Yeah.
I'm going out, go out, have fun, child. Have fun.
But at least for me, like I go out, my social life, like I socialize and work at the same time.
Exactly. That's the thing about us. We socialize.
With the camera, just to be like, hey, this is work.
Take those shots. You get high like that even. Do you get me?
Exactly.
No, I've never got a job. You're saying LinkedIn. I've got. Look at my Instagram. My Instagram is whack. I've got no money through social media. I don't invest in social media at all. You'll never see me promoting a post. I say never, but hey, things change, right? But it's just not, as you were saying, it's like the meeting people, those relationships. It's so important. Right? And when you find a relationship, give them more than they expect. You give people value and hold you tight.
That's true. And loyalty. That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
That's very true. For me, I always say to myself, you are a business. As much as I'm a creative, I'm a business. I'm a business. I need to make the money. I need to secure myself. I'm a business. I am my own CEO. I am my own employee. I'm and that's how it starts. You can't just start from big. You have to start small. You have to really start small. And it's gonna be, you're going to meet people that are paid, that we spoke about. You're going to meet people that don't want to work, and you're the only person working on stage and doing everything else. You get me? Like, it's really difficult. You need to treat yourself as a business and just go in there and just be like, I'm doing this for the end goal, whatever end goal it is, whatever you want to do. But knowing that you treat yourself as a business and growing your brand, that really holds yourself together. And for me, it has done the most for me because as a creative that I am, I'm not just going to now splurge my money because that's what y'all see on Twitter saying that we're just splurging our money buying Bentleys and everything. I'm not buying a Bentley because I want to. I'm buying it because I deserve it because I worked hard.
Hours.
Respect the hours that I put into everything because I was working alone and that's it.
And it's seen. Don't ever think that the hard work is not seen.
Exactly, because that grows your reputation and you open up doors for yourself.
Exactly.
You no longer just using it, you're breaking down the door because they know, hey, this is Didi Stampa Boo Boo, this is like the best in the best. But it's really, do you get me? No, man. But just being a creative has honestly been a great experience and I can't wait to actually open up that industry for myself and just break those doors down. Because honey, I'm coming in guns blazing. Guns blazing, and I'm pretty sure you also feel the same. We just shooting the shots and everything.
All day, every day, double time on Sundays.
Yeah.
Follow Lou, the sound designer.
Twice now.
Yeah, but one thing that you can tell everyone else that's watching right now, what is it? How can you inspire them to just open up about themselves and just be creative and go in there? Like I'll go through everyone, so you can start.
Awesome. Don't stop believing in yourself. Just be stubborn with that. Just believe in you. You are the product. You are gifted. You are talented. It's all about you. Even if sometimes it doesn't look like that, but it's all about you. Always commit in what you feel is right.
Yeah. So this industry, I think. The biggest thing is probably not for everyone, and you really have to dig deep and say, like, is this the right space for
Am I
me?
sure?
Because you're gonna have a lot of. I won't say there's no stability in it. I won't say that there's no stability in it. I'll just say that there's challenges that the person working the 9 to 5 is not really gonna face.
Yeah.
So if you prepared to plot a different course through like very rocky waters, and if you're prepared to do that, because it's not always pretty, it's tough probably majority of the time.
Yeah.
But if you just keep at that, as you said, just keep on going, and you gotta have that self-belief to say like, I'm gonna do this shit. No matter what you throw at me, take everything, I'm gonna start again. I can never fail. Then don't stop. You got that mentality, then don't stop.
I'm just gonna say, like, trust your gut. Like Reese was saying, it's not for everyone, and your gut will tell you that it's not for everyone. If you don't like waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, if you don't like getting people, like,
you will cry.
If you don't,
you will cry
you will.
tears.
It won't be fruitful for you. You'll dread it every day. You'll be like, 12 hours for what? You know. And then if you don't get paid on top of that, it's gonna be even worse. And you'll just be.
You want to give
up.
up.
You want to give up.
So
be honest with yourself firstly, and never give up. Always take your no's as not this time.
Yes.
Always take
no stands for no.
Yeah.
Next opportunity,
next
you know.
Opportunity. So if you get a no, take it as there's something I need to improve on. Then go again. Then go again. I can't tell you how many people I've harassed and called that. Do you want me to be a runner? Do you want me to be
anything?
And there's no opportunity that's too small.
Yes.
There's no job that's too little.
Never.
Because you will never know, like we were speaking earlier on, who you'll meet.
Exactly, you don't know who you're
You
gonna
have
meet.
no idea who you'll meet. So that's basically what I have to say. Like, don't give up, and a no is the next time.
Yes.
For me, I think you guys have.
No, they said everything, bruh.
Just keep pushing. If you fail today, tomorrow, you get up. You literally have to get up and dust yourself. Don't wait for someone else to dust you, because they're busy with themselves. I always say, when they ask me why you're not awake, why you're not asleep, it's like it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I say the same line. I'm not rich yet. Like, I'm not rich yet. I'm not rich yet. So I'm doing some work. I'm doing something. You know, just keep pushing. Even if it's not creative, just whatever it is. Just make sure it's 100%.
On my side, hey man, you know what it is. I guess what I would tell like people who want to be creatives or people who want to enter the creative industry is that don't even like try or go there unless you know your mentality. What to reset. Your mentality can take the 3 hours. Your mentality can take pickups. Your mentality can take someone calling you saying the script has rechanged, so you need to rechange your Foley, or the editor's changed, you need to change your syncing. You need to be able to take things from the first second they call you till the time you leave sets. You need to be able to take it head on. You need to be, because when you get to sets, you're giving out your energy. It draws back to meditation and stuff. You need to make sure your energy is at the right place for you to even get there. Because when you get there, the person who's probably going through something will feel your energy, and that energy will obviously absorb it. You're running out of energy without realizing. So you need to make sure your energy will not lie to you if you want to enter this industry. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But then here's the question. Let's say for like a trick this year. It's like, I want to go to Africa, I want to do this, I want to be a performer, I want to do this. But, and then they get to Africa and they realize, actually no. Because some kids are like, I want to do this, I want to do the creative side or the media side because of what they see on socials and what they, and this person acts like this. I also want to be an actor.
It's so clean.
Exactly, then they get to after, they're like, actually.
So much work.
And that's any varsity when you go for
any
anything.
varsity, to be honest.
Yeah, any varsity. Because
So what advice can you guys give them, or and be like, okay, how will I know as a mature person, am I ready for it, or do I just go to after and see if I make it?
I would
That's a
say,
nice one. That's a nice
I would
one.
say the main thing that allowed me to keep going is that I didn't have an idea of what was going to happen when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing that kept me going is that I survived those 3 a.m.s group chats with the matrix. I survived those nights of studying alone. If I was able to survive those, what's so hard about a 1,500 word essay?
Sure.
What's so hard about waking up and crying at night just because people are not working?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to just wake up and just be like, okay, I need to get to stage now? Like, create the whole pitch.
Yes, create the whole pitch.
Oh man, I think it goes to every single one. I think for me personally, to anyone that's trying to get into matriculants, anyone, it's just be sure about what you want to do. Like everyone just said. Secondly, just make sure that you use every single platform that you can. Social media is there. You don't need a fancy mic to shoot things. You don't need things that are extravagant, lighting. No, there's something there. Got more clicks, more chakras there. You can get something, you get a light or a torch or something. Just make use of what you have. Make use of what you have, and trust me, someone is going to notice you, and you're gonna open it up for yourself, honey. You're gonna get into that industry, and you're gonna be a bomb. You're going to be a bomb because you are literally at that point going to be a grenade. Just gonna be there. Bruno Mars vibe. But anyways, I thank you so much, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. I thank from my bottom of my heart, from Ibuto Productions. Thank you so much for being here. It was honestly a great talk, to be honest. It was really intense, but great. Great. But follow them on the socials. That's Twitter and Instagram. My name is Dilia Makibizili Stampa, better known as Dili Stampa. Follow me on the socials. Bye from us at the platform.
Well,